he never talked about what constituted a good life. I think he thought that was too personal, because what makes a good life for somebody doesn't make it for somebody else. But he talked constantly to me about the elements of creating a good life. And when I was laying in bed this morning, I put them into 3 buckets that are important. One was accountability, one was commitment, and the third one was luck. So, accountability. So, John used the phrase, "You control your own destiny or someone else will," long before Jack Welch heard of it. He talked about that constantly, and he talked about the importance of making the right decisions in your life at the right time, and understanding what was important and what wasn't with those decisions. He used to say, and Matt's heard this a million times, you are who you surround yourself with. So he'd smile and he'd put his arm around me and go, look, you can't pick the family, they're here. God gave us those. But who you pick as a friend, who you pick as a colleague, who you pick associated with, where you work, what clubs you belong to, you choose those. Those are your decisions. And you're accountable for those decisions. Certainly on the top of that list is who you choose for a spouse. If there's one decision in your life that's probably more important than most, is who you choose as a spouse. I've been lucky I chose the right one. If you're not, if you don't choose the right one, you're not so lucky. The next one was commitment. So John had this great saying, if you want a flat stomach, you better get on the floor and do some sit-ups. And he wasn't talking so much about physical appearance, although physical appearance was important. He exercised every day of his life. What he was really saying is if you really want something, no one's going to hand it to you. You've got to go get it. And so I know very few people who have a flat stomach who don't perspire a little bit. Okay? And if somebody in this room enjoys doing sit-ups, please raise your hand. So his message in life was, you have to learn how to make the sacrifices, do the right thing to stay focused on your goals. And then the last thing he would say was luck. And John would be the first guy to say, a lot of bad things happen to really good people. And in this life, you need luck to go your way. But in the next breath, he would say, an old sports adage, the more you practice, the luckier you get. And so the better you are at making commitments, sticking by your decisions, knowing what you're doing, and staying true to your cause, the luckier you're going to be in life. Dolores, I'm 14 or 15 years old. I had my first serious girlfriend. So,
that wasn't me.
It
Just so you know.
It wasn't Peggy. By the way,
Let it go, Peg.
I think it's time to tell you, Matt, I think it's time to tell you, you're not our child. we found you at a fire station in Roseville.
I want a basket, sweetheart. But I love you anyway.
So I wanted to learn how to dance because I had my first serious girlfriend. And I was a football player, and dancing, being perceived as something other than a football player was extremely important. And so who better to ask for help in this regard, because my sisters were too young, was my mother. So I went to my mother and I said, Mom, I want to learn how to dance. And of course she said, of course I will. Which led to the next question, why? Which led to my answer, I have a serious girlfriend. How serious?
It wasn't me.
How serious? And I said, I don't know. And then I asked her, how do you know when you're in love? Without blinking, she told me, you'll know you're in love when you care more for someone else than you do for yourself. Think about that. You'll know you're in love when you care for someone else more than you care for yourself. And my mother lived that. I want you to visualize this. I learned this a long time, and she preached it. She lived it. If you take the letter I, and you cross it out, that creates a star. So in a marriage, in a life, by taking the I Crossing it out, you become a star, which some would say is a secret to a good marriage. There's no selfishness. It's very calm. It's very surreal. It's very nice. So what I'd like to do in closing is to raise our glasses, make a toast to flat stomachs, stars, and marriage.
Yeah, here, here.